Hi guys, Thomas and Friends 47 here, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Thomas and Friends Motorized Launch and Loop Maintenance Yard. Now, the packaging here is very exciting. It literally makes you just want to rip open this set, and I'm not gonna lie, I was cautiously excited seeing this box. You'll see there it says play tested and expert approved by the Fisher-Price Play Lab, which I thought was interesting. And then here's the back of the box, and you'll see they went all out to design this packaging to make it as exciting as possible. On this side, you'll see screen captures from the show, including the mud pit and the loop, of course, from that famous opening. Here's this actually the bottom of the box. Alright, once you open the packaging, you'll see here that on the flaps, they have a little story here, or not a story really, but a comment from Thomas, and a logo there, and of course the characters going along the main line. Very cool. And then here's all the parts once you open up the set. And you'll see there are a lot of pieces here, including things that you have to assemble. Like the loop, you have to assemble all of that. Here's a pamphlet, sticker sheet. These are all the screws. There are 13 in total, and you have to use them to put everything together there. There's a sticker sheet, and here's the booklet. I was so excited to see this. This is a motorized slash push along booklet showing you, you see there it says the biggest friends of all, which I think is the slogan for the thing now. And you'll see here on the inside of the booklet you have all of the new sets from this wave, which is really cool. And of course the push along engines and the motorized engines as well. But this is my favorite part. This is the entire world of Sodor that you can build with all of these different sets. And I think it's awesome that they're showing, how you can put all this together and really build your world. Very, very cool. And these are the instructions, and these are big instructions. You'll see here, like, the whole thing almost took up the full length of the table's width there. And then here's the inside of the instructions. How to install the battery, and the different things you can put on the flat car, so you can put the crate. You can also put little flags from the top of the loop. Alright, speaking of which, let's take a look at Thomas and the flat car. First, we'll take a look at Thomas. You'll see he has some great details here, including a little steam detail and the wind whooshing by details. Very nice. Here's the face, which looks very excited. You can tell he's having a lot of fun. Here's the other side, more clouds, some leaves, a little ticket. I like that detail. And then here's the back. You'll see the coal load, and other than that, it's kind of plain, but we're used to that. Here's the top of the engine, and the bottom. Alright, then here is the flat car. Now, you'll notice this is basically just a generic plain flat car. There's nothing super special, except for this crate. You'll see there that has a specialized on the inside, so that way it fits on the flat car and it doesn't fly off. On the front of the car, you'll also see that the coupling there is a lot thicker than the standard coupling, and that's so that it doesn't disconnect on the loop. Here's the top of the flat car, and you'll see it's smooth up there too, and then here's the bottom. Now here's a comparison to the previous model of this car, and again you'll see the coupling details there, and also it doesn't have the pegs or the wood paneling on top. And this flat car was also supposed to have a sticker on top, but I decided not to add that, because I just want to use this flat car regularly. And the sticker really didn't make much sense. Alright, so here's everything else included with the set, including this little racing post. To be honest with you, it's okay. I don't really understand what it's doing here. It doesn't go over the track, just stands out weirdly, I don't know. But you also have the stop point there. There's the bottom. Now, this is a cool piece. This is the Carly section. That's the only way I know how to word this. You'll see it has a little purple stone arches there on either side. And you'll see that on this side of Carly, she's covered in mud, but on the other side, she's completely plain. Now, one thing I will say, every bit of detail you see on Carly is all a sticker, except for her face and of course the blue, but all of that window detail, that's all a sticker. She has a little bit of mobility. She can go up and down and then turn around 360 degrees, and that's just so that she can rotate this bridge section into different places. All in all, it's not the best for playability-wise. You can't remove her off of there, but I understand what they were trying to do, and I get why they chose Carly to do it. It just makes sense to have a character there rather than just a generic crane. And then on this side, you'll see that you have the mud pit, just like the episode, I don't remember the episode's name, but where Thomas fell into the mud. It's pretty cool that that's there. Here's the top of the section, and the bottom. Alright, now this is part of the launching system. Now this permanently connects to the loop, but I haven't put that part together yet, just so it's easier to show on screen. You will see, though, with this section here, you'll see that it has little details there, like the little silver building and the wood panel detail. You also see that it has like the, I don't know if it's supposed to be like an engine wash or something, I don't know. But it looks a lot like the show. I believe the building's supposed to be like in Sandy and Carly's yard. There's little grass and rock details everywhere. And then you have this gigantic handle for the mechanism. Now, what's cool is it's based on the Trackmaster, like, handles for, like, stopping trains. I just thought that was so cool. It's a nice touch. Here's the top of the destination. And the bottom. And this surprised me. There's a lot of details on the bottom here that really is unnecessary. You'll see those little square things. Those are actually rubber feet to hold it down on the floor. That way it doesn't move around. But you have little cog details and wood details. It's really interesting. And then here is the loop itself. This is the main thing of this set. And I'm not gonna lie, it's interesting. It's it's weird. I don't know. We're still getting used to this. But you'll see that it is basically a loop. There's a lot of rock details. They have little flags on top which are removable. And there's even track details on the sides of the loop. Here's the top. And the bottom. And again, you'll see two more rubber feet and where that permanently connects to the other side of the destination. Alright, then here's this little green piece of track. I like it because it's a new piece of track section, but it just has a little bit of a hill in it. Gives some nice texture and a little bit of variety to what we normally have. And there's the bottom. Alright, now that we've seen all this, let's take a look at my favorite part of this set. And yes, I said that right, the buffers. These are just so cool. I love this so much. I love this mold. I cannot wait to get tons more of these and use these across all my layouts. And hear me out. It's a little bit overscaled, like it's a little bit too big, just barely too big, but it looks so neat. I mean, look at this compared to, just standard Trackmaster rolling stock. It actually looks pretty good, and it even stops trucks, so I love that. Alright, now here's the set, completely built, completely set up, and we're going to take it through on a run. And most importantly, does this thing work? That's what we're going to ask ourselves. We're about to see. Alright, so let's go ahead and flip this stop track to stop. We've got to do that first. And then we're going to push this lever down, and it's actually a little bit hard to do, like not overly hard, but still tricky. There's a lot of power behind this thing. Then you take and you start Thomas up. Alright, and then you're going to move that lever, and he's going to go across from there and into this. Now, this right here is in slow motion because this thing is powerful when it takes off. Every time I did it, the whole table just shook and rocked. All the little trees moved. But look at that. It works! And like, when it first did this, I was in awe. Let me tell you, I was shocked when this thing actually worked. And here it is in slow motion. I was mesmerized. And I wasn't expecting it to work. I was expecting, for this to, like, completely not work at all. But it pleasantly surprised me. And it worked almost every time, too. But anyway, after Thomas comes through the loop, he comes back over, crosses over the little hill section there over the mud, right through. You can also, so you can go by there and right back here. Or, you can also switch the tracks, have Carly move it back, and then have Thomas go that way. Very cool. But, if that's not all, this is not a one-time reset set. So basically, with most sets, you have to take and run and click the stop track and make sure that Thomas doesn't go further, or it'll automatically stop him. This set doesn't do that. So if you do not manually reset the loop, it's okay. Thomas just runs straight through. He doesn't go over the loop. He just goes in through a little switch mechanism and just keeps on going on his way. I love that. And I think it's so cool that Mattel is finally doing that with these sets. Now, it's also great because you can also cause little accidents like this if you leave the switch open from the wrong track straight in the mud. Very cool. But what if, does this work with other engines? And that really got me curious. So we are going to test this with all of the current All Engines Go engines, starting here with Percy. He works. Absolutely cool. Next up is Nia. And she works. But what about Diesel? he works. Isn't that amazing? I don't know why I love this so much. Alright, and then Carly. So Carly sort of works, right? She does not fit under this bridge section at all. There's no way she's going to fit under that bridge section. So, as long as you don't run her on that side of the layout, she works. It's crazy to me, but she works. And I also tested this because then I was really curious if this would work with older Trackmaster. This is a talking Trackmaster engine from earlier. It doesn't do great, not gonna lie, doesn't do great, but it isn't overly bad. So, it's not really meant for this. I didn't really expect it to work anyway, but I mean, the fact that it can actually get over the loop just shocked me, and yeah. I will say, though, do not use any rolling stock other than that one car that's included, because it will be left behind. Oh, and this is an important thing. This thing has a lot of kickback, okay? Like, the whole table moved when I was doing this, so be careful not to put your hands down in there. It's very easy to get your hands in there. I have big fingers. I'm 25, like, I can fit all my fingers down there, and I know that younger engineers definitely could get their hands in there, so be careful. That is the only thing that I would worry about. Just because if that hits, it's not going to be good. It's gonna hurt. Not overly bad, but still, it wouldn't be nice. It wouldn't be pleasant. So all in all, what do I think of this set? Well, let me tell you. I thought I was going to hate this thing. When I saw pictures, I wasn't, like, wowed by it. And when my brother told me it was at Target, I was like, okay, I'll pick it up, review it. The box, I was surprised, was very heavy. It was $50. It was a heavy box, and the box surprised me. I like seeing the packaging. It looks interesting, but then I was thinking in the car, does it work? And I found myself thinking about it for most of the day. I had this for about a day before I could review it. I had set up everything. And I actually found myself excited to open it and see if it would work, which really surprised me because I'm not really like this, I don't really like this type of thing. So anyway, when I set it up, I actually found myself really enjoying this set, and I don't understand why. It's not realistic, it's not what I typically like, but there's just something about seeing that engine go up through a loop and back down and land perfectly fine, and it not fall off the tracks, that fascinates me. I don't understand it. I really just do not understand it. But yeah, so it's very interesting, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun with this set. I think there are some good points on this too, especially if you're an All Engines Go fan. I'm not a super fan of All Engines Go, but I am aware of it and I've seen it. But I will say this set impressed me because it is based on a lot of elements, especially from that one episode. Again, I don't remember the name, but where Thomas is setting up like an obstacle course. And there's so many details here from that episode. It just fascinates me that Mattel spent this much time thinking about this set, because it's clearly based in that maintenance yard. You have the mud pit where he was going up the mud, you have little ramps that he was building, you have the loop, of course, that he was building, and then it's very detailed. And one of my favorite things, and I know I said this earlier in the video, is the fact that it is not a manual reset set. So you could have it running in autonomous, having it run around the layout as much as you want, or you could take and manually reset the loop. So you're not stuck with it going just one direction and down the track, or having to reset it every single time. And I really like that. So all in all, though this is not a realistic set, it's not going to get any points for realism, it was actually a really fun set, and I think that younger engineers especially would enjoy this set. And if you are a fan of All Engines Go, this is going to be a set that I think you're going to want, because it is so very well detailed from All Engines Go, and I would recommend it on that point. But if you are a realism fanatic, and you love only the classic series and the railway series and the Brenner era, and you don't like AEG, and you really don't like non-realism, you're going to want to skip this set. But otherwise, I would say pick it up. I had so much fun with this. Now, it's not going to go on my layout, nothing like that, but I had so much fun with this set today, and I'm going to be honest, I'm actually about to go in there and play around with it some more. But it was really cool. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now.